What is that? Is that water?
Coffee.
Coffee?
Yeah.
It's cute. It's a cute little straw you got there.
Yeah, man. I feel like at some point I probably mentioned this as a proper suggestion. But drinking coffee through a straw, it's beneficial. Helps so you don't get stains on your teeth. Hmm.
I was gonna ask you, is that the only benefit is not getting stains in your teeth?
I think so. Yeah, it's not like it paces myself through the coffee. Yeah, it's mainly that and just like a fashionable choice, I suppose too. But yeah, mainly the stains.
Well, that's a big thing though, because you know that the, the cigarette stains and coffee stains, people be getting yellow teeth and be messing teeth up, man. You take care of your gotta take care of your grippers.
Grippers. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's I didn't know. Are these my grippers? But yeah, the teeth they can be grippers as well. Do you for you is that like a huge like they say like the eyes are the windows to the soul? What do you think the teeth are?
The teeth are the gateway to the stomach.
Okay, I think that works. I think that works. Chris Path, we
Yeah,
get that on a bumper sticker. We're trying to get our merch up.
we gotta no lie, bro. We have to get some. We been talking about merch for so long,
It's so
and
long being like 4 years. Yeah, we're
we suck.
yeah. Well, we got designs done. We haven't pulled the trigger in terms of getting those designs on stickers. Partially due to each of us also being busy with our own stuff. We have lives, man. We got lives, and we collide for the sake of proper Ebonics. Which, by the way, proper Ebonics. Welcome, proper Ebonics. Proper Ebonics.
We're in the building. We're in here, man. Yeah,
Yeah. It looks like you're in Pennsylvania building right now. You're
yeah. I'm in
oh,
PA right now. You already
oh.
know. You know how I float international out. I'll be everywhere.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear about some of your stories with that. Before we go too international, in terms of Pennsylvania, were you watching the game yesterday?
Why you bring this up, man? Why you bring this up,
It's a pretty hot topic. We have a show that we talk about hot topics. Feels like a pretty good thing to talk about. Hmm.
bro? You just as bad as my daughter. Like she loves when my teams lose.
Oh, well, that's wild. That's where were you when you were watching this?
No, I was just in the crib in the living room, just watching it. You know what I mean? Like I have. So we're talking about the Phillies. So we're talking about baseball. Is what I'm talking about here.
Yeah,
And I literally have been like, this is wrong, but I'm gonna do it because I enjoy life. Like I live life. I'm at this point now where like I used to be like stand up comedy every night, go hard every night, and like not enjoying life to actually get material from.
yeah.
So I've been doing a thing where it's like I could have like went out to the comedy club, like hung out, maybe get a guest spot. But like I was like, no, I'm gonna stay home. I'm gonna watch the game. Like I enjoy watching the game. I'm gonna do that. Like I don't like I'm not gonna get like Kevin Hart's not gonna see me tonight and like, oh, I want him. You know what I mean? So it's like let me enjoy my life. You know what I mean? So that's
Yeah.
what I did. That's what I've been doing
No, that's
the whole World Series. I was enjoying it. Yeah.
it's good to not feel guilt about having a night in for something that you enjoy. I
Yeah.
feel like with the comedy grind and any sorts of grinds, people they're very hard on themselves sometimes, or it's just like one, it's you are going to help yourself material wise by doing things that you enjoy and just kind of living life, but also just in terms of it's like self care and all that stuff. That's kind of chill too. Kind
Yeah,
of while
man.
you're all over the road and all that stuff. You're on planes, you're on bikes and all that stuff. So it's like, all right, let me sit down and watch the Bryce Harpers.
Bro, Thursday, the Eagles and the Phillies played at the exact same time. I had the TV on, and I had the TV World Series on TV. I
Yeah.
had the Eagles game on my computer, and my girl was trying to talk to me, and it was great because she was like, "Did you hear me?" And I was like, "No, there's no way I'm going to listen to anything anyone's saying outside of these two monitors." You know what
Did you hear what I just said? No. That's I like that's funny. Yeah, I mean, well, I guess the for those that haven't clued in yet, Philadelphia Phillies that they've lost the World Series and was it Game 5? That
I mean? Six.
was Game 6. Oh yeah, because it was like 2-3. Yeah. I guess shout out to Houston because they won in Houston, and for that city that must have been a
No,
pretty
no
good
shot,
run.
no shots out to Houston. No,
Shout out to
no.
Houston.
No.
That's I'd imagine in terms of if that's a good feeling. Your city wins the World Series while they're in the city. That's what's up. That's a good Saturday night.
Yeah, probably feels great, Kirk.
Yeah. Philly, though, I didn't know what was happening. I was in Phoenixville. I went to Steel City, and then we went to a bar to watch, just see what was happening. And at first, when we left the Steel City, we saw that it was 1-0. We were like, oh, whoa, all right, cool for Phillies. Then by the time we got to the bar, like 5 minutes later, it was like 4-1. I was like, what? So we didn't know what happened in that one inning where they got that 4. But after that, it just seemed like it was just catching the balls and such.
Yeah, what happened was, I don't know if you guys listening are big baseball fans, but I'm gonna tell you what happened. Our manager took out one of our best pitchers, and some people think they might have took him out prematurely because as soon as they took him out, the other team scored 4 runs, and everybody was mad at the manager and stuff like that, and they were mad at his name's Rob Thomas, and honestly, I wasn't mad. Like I wasn't mad because I didn't expect the Phillies to be that far. Like being mad at Rob Thompson for taking out our best pitcher is like being mad at Harry Tubman for getting lost on the Underground Railroad. You know what I mean?
That's like, an analogy. Okay.
You know, like you don't want to be here, but you wouldn't have got this far without their help. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you're wandering through the middle of Pennsylvania, but you would be stuck in Alabama if it was for Rob Thomas. You know what I mean?
Well, this is the dude that they hired mid-season, right? Like they had someone else, and then they got him like maybe a few games into it.
No, he was already on the team. They fired the manager, and he just stepped up and he was already on the team as an assistant.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like this is one because I've seen Phillies. I'm not really like a big baseball person. I live kind of vicariously through the people and friends that are fans of the sports and all that. This feels like one of the losses where people aren't like too gutted about it. People are more so just like, it was a good series overall.
It was so unlikely. They were not supposed to be there. They had a losing record for a lot of the season. They fired the coach in the middle of the season. They were the last team to make it to the playoffs. Dude, they were not supposed to be that far. So that's why it doesn't hurt as much. But it hurts a little bit because it's like, will they ever get that close anytime soon? Because they weren't supposed to be there, bro. Like, so it's kind of like, I enjoyed the run, man. So I'm not like heartbroken like I would have been if they should have won. You know what I mean?
Do you think the coach that was fired, how do you think he feels about this loss?
Oh, I think he feels terrible. It's not like the team changed. Like the only person that changed was him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, does he feel like vindicated? Like, oh, if they kept me on, perhaps
we would have won 2 more games. No, we were doing terrible when he was around. No way. Yo.
Oh no! Well, shout out to that coach.
Oh, stop giving shots out to people that don't deserve them.
Yeah, man. It's a Sunday. Sunday shout outs, man. It's a rainy day. Trying to hype myself up by giving shout outs and give the energy back. Your boy woke up at 6:15 in the morning for no reason at all. I went to bed at like 1:20 something. Woke up 6:15, and you have that feeling. I've had this like the last 2 days where you wake up and it's just like I have no reason to wake up right now. None. Okay. I need to be back asleep. This is gonna ruin the rest of the day if I just stay awake. Like it's just like this feeling of just I'm trying to go back to bed, can't, and then by 3:00 I'm still gonna be tired. So your boy he had a little bit of a snackaroo, filled himself up, and was able to sleep for another hour. So that's a nice little success.
That's daylight savings time. You gained an hour today. That's what happened.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing too. I don't know if I went to bed at 1:00 or the 2:00 version of 1:00. I think it was the 2:00 version of 1:00, which wouldn't, and then it wouldn't affect how much sleep I actually got. So yeah, that's a little annoyed about that. A little annoyed. But speaking of like time zones and all that, I'm curious to hear. Since we last spoke, you went a little international.
Yeah, man, and I gotta tell you, it's the same time zone that we're in right now. So it's the
what?
Yes, we're not. I didn't travel east to west. I traveled south. I went south to Trinidad. I didn't like travel to Denver. That's a different time zone. You know what I mean? Went straight down. Did
we talk about this last time? Did you mention?
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, you don't understand time zones, and that's what I learned.
I don't think you mentioned Trinidad though, because I remember we were talking like Florida or something like that, and you mentioned the South. But no, I don't recall that. I didn't know Trinidad. I guess it makes sense. Didn't put much thought into it.
So Trinidad, I get it. If you don't know Trinidad's time zone, I understand that. But if you don't know Florida's time zone, Kirk, then we have issues.
That's a little slip up, little gaff, little situation. How was your experience in Trinidad, and what brought you to Trinidad?
So it was my girl's birthday.
Oh,
My girl's birthday, and her family is from Trinidad. So like we stayed with like her aunt, grandma, cousins, and stuff. So it's like that's why I went there. Like she goes there all the time. You know what I mean? Since a kid. This is my first time going. Yo, I had a great time. I love that simple life, bro. I was sitting in the mountains reading books. You know what I mean? Like
really?
I'm good. You know what I mean? Like it was definitely my type of vibe. Good food. You know what I mean? You know, the food. This one thing I want to say about the food. Right? The food is good. Right? Food's good. I lost weight.
Lost weight.
I lost weight, and it's not because I was like eating like, bro. Just the food here in America is just so trash. Like with preservatives and sugars and processed stuff. Like just eating regularly. Like I wasn't like a vegan. I was eating food, but it's just like not that trash that we eat here. You know, bro. I'm saying it's like I looked in the mirror one day. I was like, I can see an ab or two. I got abs. I never had these. You know I mean?
2-pack Allen right there. Yeah. That's
yeah. So it was great, man. Like it was amazing. Unfortunately, we went so Trinidad has 2 seasons. It has the rainy season and the not rainy season. Yeah. And we went during the rainy season, which they had told us was like the most rain they have ever seen during the rainy season. So like, no, I ain't go to like no beach or nothing, but like, I being in the Trinidad rain way better than being in like I don't know anywhere else. Essentially,
I don't know, man. I saw a clip that you posted, and it looked like there was a large mudslide. It looked very much like it was just going down the hill. It looked like the caption on it and the timestamp, it showed like Trinidad, but it looked like it could have been like in Disney World. Like it looked very much like a theme park ride called Earthquake.
Like we the house was like on a mountain. My house was on a mountain. It was raining real hard, and I come outside and I just see like water just rushing down the street. I'm like, oh. And then they didn't like comfort me and be like, oh, that always happens. It was like, yeah, that usually doesn't happen. So that's how much rain it was though. But it was cool though. Like it was like a bunch of like rocks and stuff in the ground out in the street because like all this rain and stuff coming down the mountain. But like, it was cool though. Like, listen, like it was a sight to see. Like, bro, we drove up in the mountains. Like we were driving on this one incline that was so steep. Like Nicole's aunt was like talking to the car, like, come on, you can do it. You got it. And we're like, yo, car gonna make it? Or should we turn around?
She's like, yeah, we haven't done this before. This is a new experience. Do you think you would ever perform comedy out there?
Bro, so you already know how I get down. So like yes. So I got to talking to people and like they don't have like stand-up comedy scene. But they do have like what they was explaining to me, it kind of seemed like vaudeville.
Like vaudeville.
Where it's kind of like they have performers that are like singing, dancing, doing comedy. It's like a whole
like variety show.
Like a variety show, but like one person doing everything. Like their whole act will be like the variety.
Whoa.
So they were telling me like they have like these variety acts, but then sometimes they do have people. She said to me, she was like, sometimes we do have people that just stand there and talk. She said.
So I love the idea of like taking a second to process that of like, what is that? Oh, that's what I do. That's right. I just go up there and talk.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, next time I come, I'm gonna set something up and I'm gonna perform. I'm gonna figure it out. But yeah, man, it was dope, man. It was a really good time, man. Yeah, I was about to say something and I just forgot. But yeah, it was a good time, man. Like
beyond the food and the mudslides, what would you say is the most profound aspect of Trinidad? Like what caught your attention the most?
I think just the scenery of the land. It's so weird. Like for me, like yes, it was raining all crazy, but like I enjoy mountains and water, and I just like I'm getting old, bro. I like seeing Earth. Like
you are getting old, even just by like, Saturday night I'm sitting in watching a game. That's some old man talk.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm into. So it was cool, bro. Like it wasn't like no amusement parks and all this. It was just living. Like it was just simple living. You know what I mean? Like. And it was
you gotta be careful letting people know about that. If like the developers at Six Flags hears this episode and realize there's no Six Flags in Trinidad.
I mean, that'd be actually lit. I would definitely be. I can ride a roller coaster on a mountain, be pretty fun actually.
That would be. I haven't been to an amusement park in probably, yeah, definitely since COVID. Probably like 5 years. I haven't been on a roller coaster in the longest time. Part of me now wonders, like, what if I'm afraid of roller coasters now? What if I like go to like Superman, see like the drop for it, and then just my nerves shake out? I can't do it.
Maybe you should like put your foot in the water by going to like a carnival.
They're even worse. They're scary. They're so scary. The foundation's all trembling and all that. I that's one thing that I don't think I would ride a carnival ride now, especially all the ones that take you up in the air. I don't think I would do. I don't trust.
You do the spinning ones that fling you across the parking lot.
The Gravitron or like the Scrambler?
Both. Those?
I'll do the Gravitron because that's inside. Like it's just gravity taking you against the walls and all that stuff. Scrambler I won't do. No, never do it. And it's on record. I rode one once when I was probably like in 5th grade in Florida. And I remember just being dizzy until like the next morning. And I was like, I hate this. I don't like this. I won't do it. So I'm going to keep that vow to childhood Kirk, to not do it again.
No, you should listen. I forget who said it, but they was like, humans are the only people that like, I want to get as close to death as possible. Like this is like, we'll pay tickets to get close to death.
Yeah.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
So look, real quick before we get off of it, I wanted to say, because I thought about you because I know this is part of your heritage.
Oh.
Yeah. The first day we were in Trinidad, it was the celebration of Diwali.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was on the weekend.
I never even heard of it, which is I thought was crazy because like now I've looked at my calendar on my phone. It's like in my calendar on my phone. Like I never even.
It's getting that Juneteenth surge where like people getting off school. It's like that's So yeah,
so I didn't know the Indian holiday, or was it Hindu holiday of Diwali?
I can't say the Hindu fraction of it. I know that's heavily celebrated in India. So I didn't get off work. I thought that was disrespectful. But that's fine. I saw some kids get off school for it, so that's cool too. Appreciate for acknowledging my heritage.
Trinidad has a big Indian population. I didn't know. Yes. I had no idea.
Yeah. All like the Caribbeans and like over there, like it's I feel like there was a migration at some point with like Indians, Jamaicans, that there's kind of like a tie-in, like a triad almost, that I don't know the full history behind, but I should.
I do.
Really?
I tell you, when I tell you, Kirk, I'm an old man. Like I wanted to know, like, how did the Indian people get here? And what I learned was like, oh wow, okay. So what happened was the British, the damn British, once slavery was illegal in the Americas, slavery was illegal. They went to India and told the Indians that slavery is illegal here, but you can be our indentured servants, and then when your time is done, we'll give you some land. And that's what they did. So they went to India and was like, all right, y'all not slaves, but y'all gonna be slaves for like 7 years, and we're gonna give you some land. So it's kind of like you working for something, So that's what happened.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
How comes a movie has been made about this?
It probably has.
Is that what Rollerball is about? Is that singular Rollerball is about? I didn't get the message behind it. That's nuts. All right.
Yeah. So it was interesting to see. I mean, they may not have a movie about the migration to Trinidad, but they do definitely got movies that are getting basketball players canceled. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I have seen that, a few documentaries and such, and it looks like Kyrie Irving is it suspended from the Knicks?
The Nets.
That's what I said. I was about to say the Knicks, and then I was like, wait, no, it's Nets, Brooklyn Nets.
I thought you had said Knicks at first. I was like, oh, yeah. Oh, so look, I want to find. So look, I'm trying to find. They suspended him for 6 games. Then they gave my man homework.
Oh, that's beyond in school.
Look, what Kyrie Irving did, if you've been living on the rock, what he's been doing, he tweeted a link to I guess a movie that's anti-Semitic. It's called Hebrews to Negroes. And
Hebrews.
And they couldn't have.
People
People that made this movie couldn't have paid for this much promotion.
It's number one. It's one of the top sellers on Amazon right now.
No, like people that don't agree with the movie or whatever still want to watch it to see what's going on. Like they're really getting reviews and ratings now. Like
yeah.
So look, Kyrie Irving got suspended, and then the Brooklyn Nets gave my man homework. They gave him 6 things to do that he must complete before he can return to the team. 6 things. First, apologize/condemn the movie.
Oh.
500K donation to anti-hate causes.
Oh my goodness.
Sensitivity training, like people from Starbucks when they kick those black people out.
Right.
Anti-Semitic training, which I'm pretty sure it's the same training they gave Nick Cannon.
Same person. It's a go-to guy.
Right. Meet with the ADL, the Jewish leaders.
Okay.
Meet with Joe Tsai, which is the owner of the Nets, to demonstrate understanding.
He has to do a presentation at the end to the owner of the Nets.
They gave my man a senior project. Yo,
that's wild. The whole presenting at the end is kind of wild. I don't know if like the guy is like Jewish or whatever, but I guess he has some sort of profound understanding of the Jewish plight where he's going to be able to assess it. Yeah, that's. What's your take on that? The one that caught my attention most was the 500K.
The 500K honestly was like, I thought that would be like one of the easiest things for him to do. Like, I think that all this other stuff is really going to break him. I don't think Kyrie Irving is going to do it.
You don't think he's going to do it?
Kyrie Irving is going to request a trade. You heard it here first.
So when he had the whole vaccine thing, like he refused to get the vaccine, it was a similar thing where they talked about suspending him. He was on the Nets at that time, right?
Yep.
I don't recall what, because he didn't get it. Did they actually suspend him?
He didn't get suspended, but he couldn't play in New York City without having a vaccine.
That's what it was. Okay.
So he just couldn't play until they lifted up the mandate.
I mean, I wonder what that looks like for the team that ends up getting him. Like if he does request to be traded and then the team that has to like get him, I wonder like PR wise, what does that look for them? Like if he's like on the Utah Jazz and it's like, all right, is the Utah Jazz, are they anti-Semitic now? What's the deal with this?
Listen, I think he's such a great talent that people are going to get over it. Like I'm telling you, there's going to be some, this is the world we live in, right? There are going to be some Jewish people that live in Utah that like, we won a championship. Like, I think that like, he's going to do some things, but these 6 things, knowing from what I know about Kyrie, this seems like a lot, bro. I can't see him folding like that. I can't.
Yeah, that's I think especially because the number one was like apologize/condemn the film. To pull a 180 like that, I don't know if that's this. Take this as you will. I don't think that's like a great move on his end if he's like trying to like brand himself or like because a lot of times basketball players and athletes in general they're trying to do something outside of the game as well, and that means like kind of hone in their public personas a bit. So for him, if that's his whole thing of kind of like being against the grain, you may want to call it that, or some people may just call it hate. Depends on how you look at it, sort of thing. Doing pretty much being like, hey, that thing that I promoted, I condemn that because I want to stay on the Nets. Some people may see that as a kind of flip-floppy. But again, I have not seen this film, so I don't know the degree of hate it's spewing or anti-Semitism is in there.
I can tell you about the title. I haven't seen it, but it's called Hebrews to Negroes. And I'll tell you, my brother is a Hebrew Israelite. So I have a little bit of insight on these things. And once Jewish people once a black person says that they are the first Jews, that's considered anti-Semitism. Like I'm not like, I don't know all the history on that, but that's anti-Semitic. And I don't think that he doesn't disagree with the movie. If you know Kyrie, if you have been following Kyrie, you know that this is what he believes.
Yeah.
I don't see him going against his beliefs to play basketball because he did not do it last year. He said, I'm not getting the vaccine. I don't care. He's a millionaire. He's rich for the rest of his life. He's in his 30s now. So it's kind of like he got a championship. So it's kind of like,
It's like he's kind of like into legacy years now. If he wants to he kind of just doing whatever he wants to do. It's essentially
it's like I can't see him I can't see him like going against himself. Like I just can't see that. I'm telling you, I think that within the next week you're gonna hear Kyrie Irving requesting a trade or just dead ass retiring.
Oh man. Did you hear Shaquille O'Neal's commentary on Kyrie Irving that's making its rounds?
I don't remember the exact quote, but I have heard some things about them going back or him saying something about Kyrie.
He called him a knucklehead. I don't know if he called him a knucklehead. I think he called him idiot. He did call him an idiot, I'm pretty sure. Which that's the thing. Like I feel like this is one of those things where part of me wants to like kind of like we were talking about Kanye before. I'm like, I kind of want to see what exactly this film's about. Because I don't really know much beyond what I'm seeing like in headlines, and being a little willingly ignorant to the headlines, which I don't know, maybe that's a problem in itself.
No, I don't think so. But I think I just told you just in the movie, and I ain't seeing myself. I can tell by the title, and I can tell by knowing Kyrie, and I can tell by what's going on with Jewish people, Hebrews. I know that what the movie is saying. It's the title is Hebrews to Negroes.
Yeah,
it's anti-Semitic to say that Black people are the real Jews. That's what I've learned.
Hebrews to Negroes. Do you think if we ever reframed the podcast that we could name the podcast Hebrews to Negroes?
No, I would not. I would never. I do not want the Nets finding me $500K. Okay. Yeah, but you know, Kyrie Irving not going to apologize though.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it plays out, and we'll see what happens on the next season of Proper Ebonics. We get a third host in there, Jewish host. All about unity.
My last name is Massenburg. I think we good.
Close enough. Close. Oh goodness. Chris Pat, if you could edit that out.
No. I mean, yeah. I say that joke on stage all the time. We're good.
That's what I'm on. With that, let's get some prop suggestions.
Let's do it.
Shouts Brewster Pat. He's on the road right now. Brewster Pat producing under the Lincoln Tunnel right now. For my prop suggestion, as I mentioned, I was at Steel City last night. So instead of performing, I took a little note of just gonna go see some performances. Gonna go see some performances, and saw a band, the Nerve Snicky and the Chill Pills. I enjoy what they did. They closed out the show. I've seen them around like Spring City, Pottstown before, and they always make good music. They just dropped an album not too long ago. They have a really good cover of "Let Me Blow Your Mind" by Eve, which I thoroughly enjoy. So that's gonna be my prop suggestion. They're on Spotify and iTunes and all that stuff. Nerve Snicky and the Chill Pills. Check them out.
When you first said, I thought it was two different groups.
Oh yeah, I could see that in the end part. Yeah.
All right, check that out. So for my suggestion, you guys check out season 2 just dropped of Sherman's Showcase. Sketch show by Diallo Riddle and his partner Bashir. I'm not going to butcher his last name. They're the same guys that run. They're the creators of South Side.
Oh yeah, Chicago show.
Yeah, so they have a sketch show too called Sherman Showcase. Forget what stations. IFC. One of them. You Google it. One of them channels on cable.
That'd be kind of clutch. If it's on IFC, that's like the A24 of television right there. So if they're on IFC, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's IFC. Pretty sure.
Damn. What's it called again?
Sherman's Showcase.
Sherman Showcase.
And it's really done very differently, very well. It's like Sherman's Showcase is about this guy named Sherman who had a show kind of like a variety show in the 70s, kind of like Soul Train and Dick Clark, all that kind of stuff. Okay. And the show literally is like going back in time, showing you what they were doing in the 70s. It's pretty cool. Like, but you gotta watch it. It's neat how they set it up, how they did it. So
dare I say it sounds funky. So I will keep an eye out for this funky endeavor. That would be cool, bro. I just went over a funky endeavor myself. I just had a funky endeavor. I did not disclose this as a goal that I was going to do, but it's a goal that I aim for, and your boy accomplished it. Two of them. One, I'll start with this one. In the beginning of October, I was like, I want to do a physical goal, like a monthly challenge. So I was like, yo, I'm going to do 100 push-ups a day. I'm going to do 100 push-ups a day. I feel like I do a lot of agile stuff, a lot of cardio. I don't really do upper body too much. Let me try this out, work my back out. What I learned through this challenge, it felt great. Day 2, I'm like, man, I'm really cramping these out. This is nice. Day 3, it's like, whoa, my elbow hurts. I had to adjust the challenge. Turns out 100 push-ups a day, your body may need to recover a little bit. So did some research and then switch it up. It was, instead of 100 push-ups a day, it was 100 push-ups like Monday, and then the next day it was an ab-based workout. So sit-ups, push-ups, sit-ups, push-ups, sit-ups, push-ups. Did that for the month. My takeaways, as you mentioned for yourself, your boy lost some weight. I didn't need to, but I lost some weight around my waist. That's one thing. I looked in the mirror. I was like, oh, that's the sit-ups. Actually, like, I'm like lost weight there.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say I took before and after photos, because I didn't take the after photos yet. But these right here,
you got those triceps now.
These tries, oh my gosh, I was looking in the mirror, and then I looked a little bit longer than I expected, because it was nice. It was good. It's like, I don't know how many like push-ups you can do consecutively. Like, when I first started the challenge, like I was averaging around like 10, 15 most. By the end of the challenge, I was able to pop 30. Not bad. Pop 30.
That's dope, man. Push-ups. I don't think enough. I know I didn't realize, and I don't think you realize either, but push-ups really are like all you need to do.
Really?
Like, when it comes to like lifting weights and doing all these chest and back and shoulder, bro, if you just consistently do push-ups every day, you're gonna be straight.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna be okay. Like, it works everything: your arms, your chest, your back, everything. It works your abs too.
No, yeah, your core. Yeah, you just got to make sure your posture is good. I think a lot of times people they try to hit like the higher numbers, and their posture like flattens, and they're like doing it from their stomach up. So if you like take breaks and do it, and it's kind of helpful in that way as well. And same for the sit-ups. I know people don't like the sit-ups, but I found the sit-ups to be quite helpful. No abs. I thought, like, oh, maybe I'll get some abs. No abs. But I lost some weight around the waist, and overall, just having a habit of doing some sort of exercise on a routine basis every day feels good.
Make you feel better. It affects your mental health. It keeps your mind stimulated. Everything, bro. Like, working out.
I want to bring up another goal that was met. Fans of the podcast, they're aware of Darius the Puppet, who I talked to him, and he notes that he just wants to be called Darius. He wants to drop the puppet part. Darius made its stand-up comedy debut on Halloween, and he may have caught the bug. He wrote some jokes. He was feeling nervous about it, but he did it, and he did well. So just wanted to report that back to the people that Darius has performed. He got his 5 minutes. He got his first time chant as he went up there, and the people were feeling it. So that was cool.
So I'm interested to know, like, how'd you do it? Did you like for real do ventriloquism?
Yeah. Well, I did a thing where like I combined it. So like I wrote stuff for him, and and then like I chimed in. As I was writing it, I was like, oh, that's actually kind of like that's a funny thing come from me as well. So like I did a thing where he's talking about a particular thing. I'm like, yo, let me hop in real quick. Then I tag team, then I did it to like, and then he tags back in to like finish off the bit. And then he did most of the rest of the set.
This your thing now? You gonna do it on real shows?
No. It's no. I posted on Instagram, and I got a notable amount of messages about like, yo, are you a ventriloquist now? The answer is no, I'm not. There's some fun to it, and I think the fun kind of comes with like it being a nuanced thing. But to do it routinely, I need to write for myself before I start writing for another person sort of thing. Shout out to Darius and all that, but so I'm mainly staying with me, but Darius, he's in the back pocket. That he may come around once in a while. So it was fun. It was a nice time. I don't know if you ever used a puppet before. Have you used a puppet before?
For stage?
No, just in general.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, right. Yeah, of course.
You know, it's the best part of like when you really get into the character of the puppet. Off stage, you're talking to people, and I brought him to a party too before this, and like people are very willing to talk just to the puppet. Like people are like, we'll ask questions and like make eye contact and like attempt to like shake its hand and all that stuff. People like they want to believe. It's almost like going to a magic show. It's like they like the idea of like, oh yeah, I'm talking to a puppet right now, and it has its own personality.
People don't want to grow up. They just want to be Toys R Us kids. They don't want to ever.
Whoa, that's a quick suggestion, people, all my fellow puppeteers out there, which I'm sure you already know this. A fun thing to do in conversation is like pretend you as the handler doesn't know the answer to a question. Like you're talking about something and you're like, oh, I don't really what I can't recall that. Have the puppet answer it. Have the puppet have the knowledge, and then people will really start talking to the puppet. That was a fun move.
You got to. Which is what you can do. You can use your puppet to get women. You can use the puppet and be like, hey, my friend's really shy. It could just be you. You know what I mean? Here you go.
And then they just want to date the puppet. That's Darius was asking questions. Darius is like hit up Charles, Eric, and Jackie. He was like, hey, can I get a photo? If you look at the photos, I am not in the photo. It's just Darius and them. So.
I did see that. I was like, where's Kirk? Are they holding the puppet themselves, or is Kirk behind? How do you do that?
That's the magic of puppetry. Yeah.
Oh man, that is so funny. I did see the pictures. I was like, oh, look at Kirk. I was wondering. I was like, is it just a Halloween thing, or is this the thing? Is Kirk going to be on flyers with another face next to him?
I didn't realize it comes across that way. Like I thought it was a clear, because not just you, like other people asked me that too. I thought it was a clear, like, oh yeah, you're doing this as like a Halloween thing. Not so much. People have thought I've taken a different route.
So look, all right, look. I think it's a testament to just who you are. You know what I mean? It's like if I had a puppet, nobody would be like, he's really going to do this now. You know what I mean?
I don't know how to take that. I don't know how to take that.
Vibes.
I give off puppet vibes. That's funny. I own a puppet and I brought one on stage and wrote material for it. So I guess I can't really contest that too much. Yeah, bro. This is the last thing I'll say about Darius. Today, I will always talk about Darius. Darius is a nice like I see how people are able to channel different energy while talking through a different outlet, sort of thing. Like in terms of like even being more vulnerable, or like say if you want to be a little more dirty. I feel like that could be a good practice if like comics or any sort of performers are trying to like channel a different sort of like persona or like different parts of themselves. Having a puppet kind of helps you out with that.
Yeah, I could see that, because I remember when me and you wrote for each other, we were doing like that show at Punchline last year.
Yeah.
Like it was like that same kind of thing for me, because like sometimes I don't like write how I should write for myself, but when I had to write for you, I was able to like, you know what I mean, crank it out. I was like, oh, it's gonna be fun. You know what I mean? So I can see that though, how having another like vehicle can bring out something in you. So I can see that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I still remember that Tiger Woods and Bed Bath and Beyond riff. I still have that paper, like the script for it. Yeah, shout out to that show. That was a fun one.
I still got the video.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I recorded I did an audio recording of it. So I have that. But yeah, that was a fun show.
Yeah, it's funny. I thought about it because I was at Punchline performing for the first time again last week.
Nice.
I was like, wow. Last time I was here was that show that we did, Megan Gets to Know. So this was you know what's crazy? This was my first Philly All Pro showcase at Punchline. My first one, and yeah, I did a great job. I mean, I 15 minutes.
Yeah,
had my cousins come through.
Yeah,
it was good. I mean, I recorded it. I got all 15 minutes. Got all footage. I even before we got on Zoom today, I uploaded a clip to Instagram. But,
I saw that clip. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did like it. Yeah, but
yeah,
it's funny because that I got to stop doing this, but I can't. Right? I just want to get the joke. I just want to put it out because I got more to that joke, and I didn't even perform it as well as I normally do. You know what I mean? But I was like, I got clear footage. You know what I mean? So I was like,
I mean, that's a good backdrop to have it on, and like you have an audience there and all that. And there was the white women twerking, right?
Yeah, just the joke about white women teaching other white women hip hop dance classes. Just
yeah.
Blonde leading the blonde.
Yeah. That's a solid clip, man. A solid clip. You got any stuff coming up? Any stages? Any big time performances?
New York Comedy Festival is this week. So I'll be running around, pulling up the shows, pulling up to every comedy club. I got a spot Thursday at the Bronx Brewery. I can't say that word. Bronx Brewery.
In the Bronx Brewery. I was trying. I think I looked it up to see where in the Bronx it was. I think it was like 17 minutes away from where my brother is. I think that's great that the Bronx is getting comedy shows. They never get comedy shows, so that's really cool. That when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, all right, that's kind of a cool thing."
Yeah, my man Ishmael Gaynor and Steven Hightower. They were producing a show when the weather was nice at the brewery, because I know they had like an outside part of it. But yeah, for the New York City Comedy Festival though, it's like you can like submit to have a show part of the festival. You know what I mean? So like a lot of people that I know, they submit, get their shows. The festival is all week. It's crazy. Like Caroline's, pretty much all the comedy clubs, even venues that aren't comedy clubs. It's just like a whole lively week in the city. You know what I mean? So it's a good time to be out in the streets. You know what I mean?
Nice, man. Well, have a good time. Enjoy it. On my end, I'm doing that Up Next show in Philadelphia by Manny Brown and Tyler Wolf. Looks like a really cool show. I've always seen it around, and we'll be on that November 19th, which is a Saturday, 7:30 and 9:30. People listening, feel free to come out to that. But if you're in Bethlehem, feel free to come out to the Turkey Jam second annual Turkey Jam at Steel Stacks on November 23rd, the day before Thanksgiving. That should be cool or interesting. I may bring Darius out for that. That one I may.
I knew it. Yeah. I knew it. This is who you're going to be. You might want to embrace it. Happy as that, it's going to be Darius.
Well, because originally I was like, yeah, we should have like two hosts sort of thing. I liked the idea of like having two hosts to play off of, but then they only wanted one. So I may just have like Darius up there for like a section of it. But we'll see. And then beyond that, I feel like there's another show coming up, but check the pages. You'll see it around and all that stuff. I'm in the building.
I'm in the building. Yeah, no, man. But yeah, this week, man, I'm glad I got to go to Punchline and get my tape, man, because I think that every comedian, right? I want to say this too, some comedy stuff. Every single comedian, at least minimum once a year, need new headshots, you need new tape. At least, bro. Yeah. Like, and like I knew that. Like I got plenty of headshots and I get pictures and all that. But like I realized the other day, I have this like the tape that people be like, or send me a video, I'll get you on the show. So I send them my little video, woody, whatever. I went to watch my video the other day, and I was like, oh, this is from 10 months ago. Mm-hmm. And I was talking, I was like, I don't even like do these like this, these jokes like this anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I was so happy. Like at the punchline, I was like, yeah, I need that footage. I'm gonna do 15 minutes in the comedy club. Like, I need this footage because I don't even tell those jokes like that no more. Even if I do tell those jokes at all, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's always interesting going back to like your go-to video and then realizing like, oh yeah, I've evolved a lot of these. So like to update them, it's always going to be conscious of that. What's your take on this? I recently, because I haven't been recording a lot of my sets, but for whatever reason, I was like, oh, I'll record this one last week in Spring City. It was an open mic portion of the show. Like it was after the show.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I was compelled to just do crowd work. Just did crowd work. Went really well. It was one of the better times doing crowd work and have like a full video of it sort of thing. Do you think that is ever beneficial to have a video where it is primarily crowd work?
Only for online purposes, only for social media.
Not submissions.
Yeah, I don't. Unless that's your thing,
Right.
like Big J. That's what he do. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he does crowd. That's your thing. And if you're murdering it and that's your thing, okay,
Yeah.
like I would submit it. But honestly, I don't. Crowd work can like if you do it when crowd work works good, that thing work because it's
Yeah.
like the audience can relate quickly. They all know what's going on. You know, it can really work.
Brings
But
everyone into the moment, sort of thing.
yeah, it can do its thing. But when my jokes that I write really work, they really work too. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, the crowd work thing can pop, but 5 minutes of it popping the whole time, like that's
You mentioned Big J. There's a few people that can make it work. Todd Barry comes to mind. He had that special where it's just crowd work. I think it's a doable thing. I think many people may shy away from submitting it to a lot of places, like if they're trying to maybe get on a festival. But if say if you're like a league of bookers and you're just looking at material, and you get one tape and it's just someone just being lively in the moment for like 5-10 minutes, I see the appeal in that as well.
would you book that person for 30-minute set if they just doing crowd work for 5 minutes?
It depends on it. Like if it was like a Big J thing where it's like, oh, this person is like established and doing crowd work and they could clearly rock the room and get people to come out. I think whenever you see someone that's really good, like a crowd work sort of thing, a lot of times it's like hosting or even being like the first one to start the show can a lot of times can be really cool, which isn't a bad thing at all. Boy loves hosting. So I think that's like a solid thing to have. But yeah, I think a lot of times people just shy away mainly from submitting those. So I think it's good to have a tape like that. I think that could almost be a goal for some people. Like you have your material, but maybe have a tape where it's just like it's an experimental one of just showing me being live in the moment. And it doesn't have to be like a 10-minute clip or anything like that, but I think that could be beneficial.
I've said this before on here, and I'll say it again. In order, like you can't to be great at comedy, stand-up comedy all around. You got to be good at crowd work.
Yeah,
and I think that that's part of it. You got to be. I think crowd work is just being quick with it. That's it. You're just being quick with it. And if you aren't quick with it, you can't be one of the greatest. You can be good. You can make a living. You can do your thing.
really.
You're not gonna be one of them bulls. Like you're not gonna be. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's just this innate thing in you naturally where you can be quick with it. Like it's just natural.
That's the cool thing about it. Now I'm trying to think now of clips of Carlin just doing crowd work. Do we have to get rid of Carlin as one of the greats if we can't find this clip?
Sure, Carlin has plenty of crowd work.
Probably, yeah, probably.
Sure, I'm sure he does. But yeah, I know people that like I've seen people like get into crowd work and it'd be like a great situation. And you'd be like, yo, just say this one thing, and they'll shy out of it and get back into their jokes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I've seen that as well. Yeah, so shout out to Spring City Tuned Up Brewery. That was a good opportunity. It was one where I didn't plan on it. Like I had notes of list stuff, and then sometimes you just get up there and it's like, yeah, like I'm more excited just to talk to the people. And that's kind of what happened.
When did you go there?
That was last Saturday, the weekend of Halloween.
Oh, okay, because I was there on Wednesday.
Oh, you were there on Wednesday?
Yeah, on Wednesday. I went. I had my punchline show on Wednesday, and I wanted to get a quick set in before I did punchline.
We cross wires so much. Like I usually go out to that one on Wednesdays too, but I didn't go this Wednesday.
Yeah, you know how I move. I just pop up. Like I wasn't even like I know the scene. Like I know where stuff is at, and I just go when I need to or when it makes sense for me. So I was like, this makes perfect. I can get to this and then hit punchline and it'd be perfect. So
no, that is perfect because it's early too. It's like 6:00.
What's up with there not being no early mics in Philly no more? What's up with that? Oh?
There's the 700 Club. I don't know if it's called 700 Club, but 700 on Wednesdays. I think that one starts at 6.
I should have did that instead. I was Spring City.
Yeah, because I think that's what I'll usually do that. Like if I'm doing Fergie's on a Wednesday, we're inside baseball. But usually before Fergie's, because like it's right there. You could sneak like a set in and then go over afterwards. 700. It's ran by Josh something. I don't recall his last name, but consider that. That's another option.
Yeah. I didn't know, but yeah, I had to get that quick tune up thing because I haven't performed since I came back from Trinidad.
Yeah.
So it was like I was away for a couple of days. Like I can't just raw dog punchline. Like I gotta
Oh goodness.
yeah, I mean I gotta get some protection on me.
Oh, all right, sure. That's a way to phrase it. Well, I'm glad that people felt protected. I'm glad that you stayed safe out there and all that, man. We're probably going to wrap up. I actually had a topic that I want to touch on, but I think we'll save it for the next one because it's kind of a lengthy one. But as a teaser for the people, it's about attachment styles in terms of relationships and how we communicate with others. So I'm curious to hear your attachment style. Curious to share my attachment style and also share tips and tricks for attachment styles.
I don't know, man. It sounds like you're on your player mission right now. I know when you get on these topics, I know what type of mind frame you in life. I already know.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Shout out to me.
Can't wait the next time. I can't wait.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you for listening. As usual. If you like it, that's great. If you subscribe, that's also great. If you want to share it with your aunt that thinks that she could benefit from listening to this, also great. Either way, be well, and we'll catch you on the next one.
We out of here. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Peace.
Boom, 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 boom.